With the Vikings unfortunately falling to 4-6, the question has popped up of what to do with superstar running back Dalvin Cook. Now, he's obviously been the engine of the Vikings offense. He's been playing at an MVP type level, but also he's been averaging 30 carries a game since the bye. And also, given Dalvin's injury history, which he's already missed a game this season, a game and a half, unfortunately, this season. One of the big reasons why the Vikings got woodshedded by the Falcons, and he is the reason why they lost to the Seahawks, but yeah, since he's already missed a game and a half this year, is it prudent? Is it prudent to keep woodshedding Dalvin, keep giving him the rock if this is indeed a lost cause season? Answer: Vikings should play Dalvin Cook the same way they normally would, no matter what. And do not wrap him up in bubble wrap, even if they're out of contention. And we'll get into the reasons why in a sec. A lot of them revolve around Dalvin Cook. So, Dalvin 2020, 1,069 yards rushing. Nice. Second most in the NFL, behind Derrick Henry, who, by the way, he only racks up rushing yards because his team is always playing in overtime because they're not good enough to finish out opponents during regulation. Face. Also 5.3 yards per carry, which is second among qualified running backs. 13 touchdowns, which is first. 58 first downs, which is first. 30 runs of 10 plus yards, which is first. 3.68 yards per carry after contact, which is second, as well as 89.3 PFF grade, which is second in the NFL as well. And this season, Dalvin does have 201 rushing attempts as well as 25 receptions for a total of 226 touches, which puts him on pace for 362 for the season. Now, it's weird. So you hear that number. Is that a lot? Is that not a lot? So to put this thing in context, he would be tied for 152nd most touches in a season, which isn't a lot. So NFL record is 492 by James Wilder Sr. for the Bucs in 1984. They just gave him the rock. I like it. Further context, Vikings have had 2 seasons by Adrian Peterson with more than 362. 388 in 2012, 384 in 2008. Also, Adrian had 357 in 09 and 2015. Ted Brown also had 357 for the Vikings back in the day. That would, of course, be the most touches in Dalvin's career. Injury concerns are certainly there. And obviously, the question is, would it be worth Dalvin being abducted at the end of the season, potentially impacting 2021 in what could be meaningless games at the end of the year? I don't know. But you could also say that about any player at any time. I mean, Joe Burrow was fully healthy and never had injury history until he did, right? So why should Dalvin play this thing out, even if the Vikings do end up out of playoff contention? Because as long as they remain in, as long as they're still mathematically alive, then it's a no-brainer. Of course, work Dalvin as much as you can. Try and win a football game. You play to win the game. But even if things get out of reach, why still use Dalvin and not work in Madison and Boone and company? So, number one, Dalvin deserves this. He does. So he's in the midst of a career year, proving the haters and the losers wrong, proving that he's worth that contract, and even say the Vikings get knocked out with 3 games to go. Does still have a chance for a rushing title. He's neck and neck with Derrick Henry, as well as he's going to be in contention for all-pro honors. And at the end of the day, at the end of his career, those do matter. Like, how many rushing yards has Adrian Peterson accumulated after the team has been mathematically eliminated from playoff contention? Good handful? Right. And also, I mean, people forget, O.J. Simpson is one of the all-time great rushers, but he only made the playoffs once in his career, which is insane. And then he got into memorabilia theft and other stuff that was in the news. Anyway, number 2, the league would flip a tit. They would. I mean, if teams started sitting healthy star players just because the team is out of contention and they're concerned about potential injury for the future, I mean, the league would put sanctions on a team. They would put mandates. They would put rules in place. I mean, imagine if the Vikings sat Dalvin the last 3 games of the season because if they're out of playoff contention, just ran Madison even though Dalvin is fully healthy. I mean, eyeballs would go down. Vikings fans watching would go down. Interest would go down. Fantasy football will go down, even though if you're playing Week 17, get out of that league anyway. But yeah, and if more teams do that, the NFL might have to put in an NBA type models like, hey, Popovich, stop resting your stars. Because people pay, people watch, people pay with their attention, and that translates into sponsor dollars to watch the best players as opposed to watching a couple XFL teams duke it out. Just like if you take away Rodgers and Devontae Adams from the Packers, they're an XFL team. So maybe the Packers should get in trouble for just fielding that horrible of a team and a product, but I digress there. So, play this thing out. I mean, probably don't put him on pace for 400 plus touches, but also don't rob him of a chance for a special season, because Dalvin could end up with 1,700 yards rushing. He could end up leading the league in touchdowns. He could end up leading the league in rushing. He could be, he is going to be first team All-Pro. So he has a chance to have a legacy-defining career year, and with the life NFL life expectancy of a running back, career expectancy of a running back, might not have too many chances of these. Yeah, so let Dalvin be Dalvin, and no matter what happens, just let it play out. So obviously, if the Vikings aren't still in the playoff hunt, if they even have just that little flicker, just keep giving the rock to 33 and let the chips fall where they may. All right. But again, knock on all the wood, because every time Dalvin gets the wind knocked out of him or get hits in the nuts, pretty obviously, all Vikings fans are still like, he's fine. He's fine. Just got hit in the nuts. He just got hit in the nuts by a 300-pound dude who runs a 4.8. That would kill most of us, but it's fine. But your thoughts, Dalvin? Don't put him on a pitch count. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Pull some on the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.